What's up, guys? Jake playing here with Apocalypse Movies, and welcome back to the Padawan Podcast, our all Star Wars show where we break down everything in the galaxy far, far away. This time we are talking Star Wars Rebels. This is our full spoiler review of In the Name of the Rebellion Part 1 and Part 2. You can see our official reviews of the Heroes of Mandalore Part 1 and Part 2 on the latest episode of the Padawan Podcast, the official show. We're going to be trying to do these reviews each week for the final season of Rebels. I'm going to try and do them as soon as I possibly can. I actually caught Rebels late this week. That's why you'll see the episode up on a Saturday. I'm going to try and get them up as soon as I possibly can, probably on Tuesdays after the show airs, Monday nights. So let's get into it now. This is a spoiler review, so if you have not seen the episodes, do not watch this. I gotta say, I really enjoy what they're doing with this season so far. The first two episodes are very much a closing arc for the finishing story details of Season 3, kind of wrapping up what was going on in Mandalore as of right now, bringing Sabine back into the fold of the Ghost crew, and then it goes right into Episode 3 and 4, and it's full board with the Rebellion. The very first line in the episode is, "We're coming up on Yavin 4." And it is now in Star Wars territory, original Star Wars territory. Of course, Yavin 4 is the rebel base we see in the original trilogy. It is also the rebel base we see in Rogue One. And so we are now getting closer to the time era of the Rogue One film. And no, I mean, we don't see any major characters. There's Mon Mothma in there. She's going to make a big appearance in this season. She was in these episodes. You see Bail Organa in there as well. And you see the Ghost Crew kind of come back together. You know, Hera gets an official role. Didn't see a lot of her in the first two episodes. She is in here. We see Zeb. Everyone is back. And you know, just, I love what they're doing with this so far. And the big part for me is they're not focusing on the Kanan and Hera storyline yet. And that's going to be a knock, of course, if you don't pay attention to your two major characters. But they're going to save that for later on in the season, which I really appreciate it because that's going to be the emotional part of it. That's going to be a huge relationship that may fall apart. I'm not going to say fall apart in a bad way, but something is going to happen to one of them. Remember, none of these characters other than Hera do we know of are in the time lapse of Rogue One. She was over the intercom in the film, so we know that she is alive. Is Kanan alive? Is Sabine alive? Zeb? Ezra? I mean, the questions are out there, and Dave Filoni, the producer of the show, the creator, has said that the show's not going to end well for some of the characters. So who's going to die? So I appreciate them saving that for a little bit later on. Who they are focusing on, which I really appreciate, is Sabine and Ezra. They are kicking ass. Not so much in the first episode. The first episode, Part 1, in the Name of the Rebellion, is very much kind of a team aspect. Sabine and Ezra kind of go on a run for the Rebellion against the Empire to steal some stuff, to kind of, you know, a little secret mission. You get a dose of everyone in there. But the second episode, Part 2, is where it really comes together. Saw Gerrera shows up at the end of Part 1. He's in the full Part 2 of the episode, and they do the full Saw Gerrera type as they did in Rogue One and show what kind of guy this is. He's in it for himself. And if that means going against the Rebellion, if that means going against the Empire, he's going to do it. And Forrest Whitaker came back to voice him, of course. He's much closer to Rogue One Saw with the hair and a little bit kookiness to him than he was in the last season of Rebels when he showed up for the episode or two in there. And I appreciate seeing this Saw because he's not to the kookiness or craziness they was in the over the top performance by Forrest Whitaker in Rogue One. He's very much still a stable guy. You can kind of see hints of kookiness here and there. But like I said, he turns on Sabine and Ezra in the episode. You know, Sabine and Ezra are for the Rebellion. They're trying to save the prisoners in the Imperial, I guess you can say, station. And Saw's going for the Kyber Crystal, the giant Kyber Crystal that the Empire is kind of doing research on. And that's all he wants because he knows something bad is coming. He doesn't care about the prisoners. He doesn't care about the rebels. He only wants what he wants, and that is to destroy the Kyber Crystal, which ends up happening later on in the episode. But it's a cool dynamic, and if there is more Saw Gerrera in the season that is close to this Saw Gerrera, I'm 100% on board with that. You know, but of course, back to the Sabine and Ezra stuff, I like that they're doing that because they are two of the characters in this show that we could possibly see down the line. Excuse me. I don't know if we're going to see Kanan down the line because he's a Jedi. You know, he's blind. He's very strong with the Force. So where would he be in the universe right now as far as The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi? We don't know. Ezra, he's kind of a toss-up, man. I mean, he kind of goes back and forth. We know that there's going to be some elements of dark side in this season. Is he going to go there? Do we know? Is he Benicio del Toro in The Last Jedi? Hopefully we find out soon. And then Sabine, her character, you know, eventually I do think she'll end up going back to Mandalore to kind of rule and take over the, you know, the spot that was pretty much just made for her. But that doesn't mean that a show down the line, or maybe even a spin-off movie down the line, can't focus on her and her people. And I mean, that could be extremely interesting because, as we made a point on the last Padawan, where is Mandalore? Where is Mandalore in the live-action movies? It made appearances in the Clone Wars, but why wasn't it in the prequels? Why isn't it in the original trilogy? Does it not have a political status? Or are the people of Mandalore not as important as others? That planet, I mean, that's where Jango Fett came from, or at least a moon of Mandalore. And Boba Fett, even though he's a clone, his loins are from Mandalore. We see Mandalorian armor all over the place. So why not give Mandalore its chance as far as a, you know, spin-off TV show on Disney XD? Or even a spin-off film. I mean, I think that would be awesome. So Sabine is something to look out for. Hopefully she makes it out of the season. I believe that she will. But I think that'd be something really, really cool down the line. So, I mean, as you can see, I really enjoy these episodes. They're really good. They're getting into the core story of the season, going back to the rebellion. They're not focusing on filler episodes as of yet. So I like that, and especially after the first two episodes kind of finished one story, this very much started another. And I'm excited. You know, they name-dropped Director Krennic. They had the giant Kyber crystal as far as teasing what the Empire is doing with them. You know, of course, they're building the Death Star. So it's going to be some really cool stuff. One last thing I do want to talk about. We haven't seen Thrawn once this season. It's been 4 episodes, and he is supposed to be the main villain of the season. Is there someone else looming out there that we don't know of? I mean, yes, we're going to get Thrawn at some point, but I think that it's a testament to Dave Filoni and his crew, the fact that they've made 4 great episodes so far, and not a single one has featured Thrawn, the big bad of this season. That's exciting stuff, and I'm excited to see Thrawn come back into the fold and kind of go up against the Ghost crew. It's going to be very interesting. Does he make it out of this season? If he does, that's going to be some interesting stuff going forward as far as live action. Could we see Thrawn in live action? We're all crossing our fingers. So, guys, thank you for joining me today for our Rebels review of In the Name of the Rebellion Part 1 and Part 2. Let me know what you think we thought of the episodes in the comment section, as well as what you think of my thoughts. Head down there, leave a comment, let's have a conversation about it. Hit that subscribe button as well, share and like. We really, really appreciate it. Look out for these each and every week. Guys, thank you for joining me today, and until next time, see you later.